So we live together.
Yep.
We watch football together.
Yep.
We talk about football together.
Yep.
Why don't we just start a podcast?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eye Test. Myself, Lyés, and my guy, CultureCams. International break is here, and there's been a few things going on. It's been a quieter one than usual. I wouldn't say that there's been like huge breaking stories, bar one today, of course. But it's kind of been a chill one, man. How you enjoying it so far?
Just wanted to hurry up and come up and pass, bro. You know, September international.
The break in the bag, man.
Honestly, like this September international break, I'm always just like, bro, we're just getting into the not nitty gritty, but we're just getting warm.
Yeah.
And then boom, international
it's like they tease
break.
you and it's like, nope.
Yeah,
go back to international
man.
break.
I just want the weekend to come now.
Is it? I mean, international break this time, right? Like, there's been World Cup qualifiers going on. Teams are looking to kind of book their place. Teams are looking to save their campaign.
Bro, fighting for our lives, actually. When is that game?
Nigeria.
Yeah, bro.
Hi.
Oh, my goodness.
You know how bad it is if Nigeria don't qualify for this World Cup?
It's actually crazy.
They actually made it easier this time around for African teams to go through, right? It's the least headache of a qualification.
Today, actually. Well, as time we're recording.
Yeah. You must. You must. Was it South Africa?
Away to South Africa.
Jeez. But yeah, so obviously, international break, it's like teams are looking to get over the line. We're going to get into that. But there's been some breaking news today, right? Nuno Espirito Santo was fired. What was this? Monday night and Tuesday morning at the time of recording. Ange Postecoglou is the new Nottingham Forest manager. We get some initial thoughts, early opinions. How do you think he'll do there?
I mean, congrats to him, bro. Like, took only 4 games or 3 games for him to come straight back into the Prem.
He landed well too, huh?
Yeah?
He landed well.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the Europa League,
Yeah.
you know, Nottingham Forest are a good club, historic club. Great for him. The owner's Greek. He's Greek. You know what I mean? So I feel like he did really well. It's interesting balance between him and Forest. I think you're the one that raised it about they play the lowest block.
They played the lowest defensive
season.
line in the league under Nuno, and Ange's Spurs played the highest defensive line.
So that's such a weird. And you look at their centre halves. They don't strike me as guys that would
I think
necessarily
Murillo
play.
could, to be fair. I think Murillo's got some pace to him. But I look at Milinkovic, for example.
That's the thing, you know what I mean? But I mean, look, Ange teams, they score goals. They're exciting. So good news for maybe a Callum, you know, Callum Hudson-Odoi, a Chris Wood, even though he scores regardless. But good news for them type of players, you know what I mean? McAtee, these guys that they've brought in.
They did sign some attacking
Amari
players.
Hutchinson, yeah, exactly. So good news for them. But the defense is going to be the part. Just the same thing as Spurs, you know what I mean? So let's see what happens, man. But I think it's a good appointment. And I think it's a good appointment for himself.
I like Ange, to be fair. I know at Spurs, it went horribly wrong. And I would like to think he's probably learned from that experience. I hope, anyways, because it's so funny with Ange at Spurs. It was such a disaster all season. And then in the Europa League, he just decided, actually, we're gonna sit our defensive line 15 yards deeper. We're gonna play pragmatic. We're just gonna grind out results. And it's like, damn, why didn't you do that all year?
Yeah.
So you'd like to think maybe he's kind of learned a little bit. Obviously, as well too. I think the expectation you would think the expectation of Forest is less than Spurs, but apparently Nuno finishing 6th with this team or 7th with this team wasn't enough. And Spiro thought for him, by the way,
I mean,
bro.
it seems like a more of a clash of personalities. It probably seems like for me. I don't think it's anything got to do with like where they finished or anything like that. Like, apparently, he wanted Adama Traore. There's a link. Apparently, he wanted Adama. Edu didn't want Adama. And there was some headbutting.
I read that it was actually mostly
like
between
that.
Edu and Nuno, not even so much Mr. Marinakis, by the way. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I heard it was between Nuno and Edu that was really stemming the problem.
How often does that happen, though? A new director comes in and then all of a sudden the manager has an issue with them or... You know what I mean? That's something that actually happens a lot. So I'm not surprised. Well, I am surprised because of how good they did, but I'm not surprised when you actually kind of like look into it that, listen, clashes of personality. Mr. Marinakis seems like a madman that probably would only keep a couple managers for only a couple years. You can only put up with him for a little bit, you know what I mean? So
he doesn't mean that, Mr. Marinakis. My good friend CultureCams is a good dude. Chill on him.
So for me, I think it's just like, it's unfortunate, but Nuno again have a job.
It is unfortunate, man. But yeah, I feel like Nuno...
West Ham, man.
I think Wolves, to be fair, is actually the team that... I mean, he made his name... He really made his name in England with that team. Again, brought them into the... I think Europa League semi-final was, or Europa League quarter-final. He had them flying, bro. And I feel like since then, Nuno has kind of been a manager that I feel is underappreciated, bro. Like, He gets the job done. It's not always the prettiest, but his results are like his body of work, his resume is there to be seen. So I do hope, I would assume Wolves, West Ham, any of those teams that are kind of trigger happy on their manager at the moment, he'll probably be one of the first ones up. But as for Ange, man, I mean, you can look at it two ways. I definitely think the attacking players, like you got to look at it from that point of view. He is going to make them score more goals. They're going to enjoy playing under him. But from a defensive point of view, I mean, Forest last year built their reputation on just being solid at the back. Let's see how we can kind of translate that over to Forest.
First game against Arsenal.
Does the new manager bounce exist, man? I feel like Amram and Potter kind of zapped it, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I think Potter got a result in his first game.
Did he?
I think he got a draw on his first game. I think he got a draw in his first game.
Was it? A draw ain't what? Is that a new manager bounce now?
Probably from where West Ham were, you know what I mean? So it seems like 6 points, bro, you know what I mean? But let's see what happens,
Before we get into the international play, I want to say as well, too, hey, Ray Hudson retired today, man. Now, I don't know if you had Ray Hudson much in Europe.
Nah, we only for like comps and like if you go on
but like
YouTube,
live, right? You would never have got him. You guys watched La Liga on Sky, right?
Yeah.
With those guys.
Armstrong.
Jerry Armstrong.
Yeah.
Rob Palmer. Quality. Yeah, they were good as well too.
Yeah.
But in the U.S. and any American viewers, which by the way, we have more than you would expect. By the way, we're pretty big American. I was looking at the optics there. The numbers. Hey, they repping out there. But if you grew up in my time period, Ray Hudson on beIN Sports was the voice of La Liga, bro. And you would have heard him, right? He goes above and beyond. He's over the top. He's goofy at times. Bro, he'll scream. He'll say the most out-of-pocket shit sometimes. But I have to say, bro, especially, like, I used to love it when I was younger, right? And now even, like, that he's retired, I think back on it, I think the reason I like Ray Hudson so much, as a kid, bro, I feel like when we watch football, we're watching it almost like these guys are superheroes, bro. And I felt like a voice like that who was almost like painting these guys to be like superhuman. Like they used to call Ronaldo the Dark Invader. And Messi, he would like paint him as like this like little alien, bro. But then with Ronaldinho, and he used to just paint them in a way that was like you were watching a movie or something like that. So I feel like as a kid, that was really good, bro. Like having someone like that made you think what you were watching went above and beyond. And like that's not to say like others like forms of commentary aren't great. There's different ways to skin a cat, right? But I feel like that way is so unique, man. And I don't think it's any like in general commentators should always do their own thing, but that style I don't think anyone can or should ever even try and replicate it, bro. He was 101, man.
You know, I love like greats of anything. When you're one of the greats of anything, bro, you could be a ballerina, I'll watch it. If somebody told me this is the GOAT or one of the greatest of this, I will tune into it. He's a master
of his craft.
Yes,
you want to
exactly.
see them do it.
So seeing him do what he did, as you said, one of one, because yes, there's Tylers, there's Drurys, there's all these guys, and they have their own ways of doing things, and they have their iconic lines and stuff. But he had his own way of doing it, and as you're saying, like you made people feel like superhuman and stuff, right? I'm happy it came in an era before now. I feel like if it was now, people would be saying, he's corny, he's cringe, he's this, you know what I mean? So I'm glad he had his moment.
And he did it now, in the Messi and Ronaldo era as well.
Yeah, Messi and Ronaldo era. And now he's retiring.
Yeah.
He didn't get let go. Martin Tyler, unfortunately, got let go. Jeff Shreves got let go. And all these people, Andy Gray, for other reasons, but let go. He's getting to retire on his own terms, and that's amazing. So
you know he's British, by the way.
Yeah, he's English, isn't
Geordie.
Yeah, he played for Newcastle.
But I remember when I first used to hear his voice, I was like, what's this guy's accent, bro? It was so weird. But,
do you know what I always thought initially? Because I used to think he's Irish.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So then I remember, let's say like, it was probably longer than 10 years ago, to be honest. I just Googled, who the hell is, like, who is this guy? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I saw he played for Newcastle. I was like, what? And I saw he's English. I was like,
but I liked him, bro, honestly, because you could tell he really loved like the players he was talking about, bro. Everyone always talks about his love for Messi, and he used to go above and beyond with Messi, right? Yeah. But bro, real ones know his favorite player was Riquelme. The way this guy used to, he used to call him Roman. He doesn't call him, he calls him Roman, man. Bro, he used to like wax lyrical about this guy.
He knows ball, man.
But the thing is, I think he loves ball too, bro. And that's what I love the footballers who you can tell love what they're doing. I like people as well too. You're talking about masters of their craft, but I really enjoy and admire people who you can tell absolutely like adore what they do, bro. And that was what I felt with Ray Hudson. So
Congrats,
he's watching.
Man.
Happy retirement, bro. Yeah, off into the sunset, man.
For sure.
Let's get into some international football, man. Let's talk African football right now as well. Talk to us about Nigeria right now, Cam. Talk to us. Because this is now a 48-team format for the World Cup. It's the first time it's ever going to happen. And I'm going to make my own points about that because I feel a little indifferent about it. But even in this new format, which is actually meant to help African teams, Nigeria are struggling to get over the line.
Bro, it's so weird because when you consider the last AFCON, we got to the final. You know what I mean? It still hurts that we lost that one, but got to the final. So you're thinking, you know what, this might be a good little generation of Nigeria. You know what I mean? You think about some of the players that we have, but again, it's always a kind of heavy on the attack and not so much elsewhere, right? But you look at
Ndidi and on
bro, our midfield, we haven't had a good midfield for
Mikel.
I think even Mikel was having to pay 10. Yeah, we have. I don't think in my life we've had a good midfield, bro. Wow. Like it's so weird, bro. Anyway, but so yeah, I remember when we were playing Dixon Atuhu. I remember, oh my days,
Dixon Atuhu,
bro. I'm telling you, mate. I think he might have gone to. Anyway, let me know. Actually, that's allegedly. Something's going on with him. But anyway, back to what I was saying, right? You'd think that we're gonna have a good time, but we've drawn 4 games, bro. And I think in 3 of them games we were winning, bro. Yeah. We've thrown away leads even before this this international break. We conceded in the last minute, bro. Last minute. So it's only ourselves to blame. Only lost 1 game. South Africa have only lost 1. But they've won 5. Yeah. Do you get where I'm coming from? We've won 2.
4 draws is crazy.
4 draws is crazy. We talk about when Liverpool were doing it and not winning leagues and stuff. That's exactly what we're in. 4 draws. Arsenal last season, all these draws.
Yeah, but you're not winning either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, we've got 2 wins. Benin above us have 2 wins.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, South Africa have 5 flipping wins. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, it's one of them situations where it's in our own hands now in terms of...
If you win out, you qualify. Or you're
we'll go to at least to the playoffs. Yeah. You know what I mean? At least to the playoffs. We still would need South Africa to drop some points, but we have to beat you guys are going to know what happens as this video comes out, but the big one is South Africa away. Not going to be easy, but at the end of the day, if we can at least sneak into a playoffs, we'll see what happens. But have you heard, apparently this playoffs is different. This playoffs is African teams can play European teams. Everyone can play each other. So we're going to go into like Italy in a sec, but not to say Italy or anything scary, but we could end up. You
could face Portugal, you could face Germany. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you could face like Honduras or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
How does that be? I need to read up on how that works.
Same.
But I'll be real. The fact that you guys have drawn 4 games and you could still qualify even as automatic winners. Yeah. Honestly shows...
We'll need a lot to go.
No, but even the fact you have a chance, bro, is so crazy because you know this as well as I do. African qualification for the World Cup until this year was living hell, bro.
It was so harsh.
It was the hardest qualification of any continent whatsoever. Bro, in Europe, I always say, if you're a big European team and you don't make the World Cup, shame on you, bro. It's the easiest. They give you so many chances. So many teams qualify. Oh, my goodness. Africa, bro. Obviously, I'm going to look at it from Algeria's side. Like, the last team that we had going into the 2022 World Cup qualification, bro, we were perfect in qualification because it used to be there's one group phase, then you have to top that and then go to another group phase, then you have to top that, and then you go and face the other group winners. So you could win. You could go win out in your first group phase, your second group phase, and then if you don't win the two-legged playoff now against another group winner, everything you did means nothing. And I'll never forget Algeria last time, bro. We won all of our group games, I think, the first time. All of our group games the second game. We beat Cameroon away in the first leg and then lost to Algeria in the last minute to Toko Ekambi. So, bro, we were practically perfect the entire qualification period and one moment of madness and we're out. That's how crazy it used to be in Africa. So it's actually funny now, right? It's 48 teams. And at first, I was thinking to myself, it's really good, right? Because it gives other teams that maybe don't get the chance to do it. It gives them the chance. Africa's a little more lenient now. But I'll be real. I'll look at it again from Algeria's point of view. We're really bad. Like, this is a really bad generation for Algeria. We have some good young players, but we're kind of stuck in between generations. We don't play good football. We're not fun to watch. We're not that great either. And yet, we're 1 win away against Somalia from qualifying for the World Cup. And Cam, I'm happy we're going to the World Cup. Yeah. But there's also a part of me that's like, we're going to go there and just lose every game. So, yes, at first I was thinking, oh, this is good for the smaller teams. But Cam, isn't like the happiness of going to the World Cup the fact that it's so hard to make it and it's like, oh, I'm finally here. I defied all the odds. I feel like now, because it's so much more straightforward, it doesn't hit the same, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not as excited for this World Cup as I was for 2014 when I thought my team could actually do something. You know what I mean?
Nah,
I feel like now it's too much like it's like a charity case now, bro. Honestly.
I mean, obviously in a different way, like it's still higher, but similar terms. It's like when England were qualifying in like 2014 and 2010, and you just knew like this team's dead. They're not going to do anything. You know what I mean? So I get what you mean. But at the end of the day, look, World Cups, as you know, for our countries, don't come every single time. So when you're there, enjoy it, bruv.
100%.
Even if you lose, when you're going to celebrate that one goal you score, 2 goals, like it's the World Cup winner, you know what I mean? So that's what World Cup is for as well. It's a little bit of a celebration for me as well.
I hear that.
Sometimes I see it as just a celebration, you know. Imagine if you draw, imagine you draw Spain and okay, Spain beat you, but you went 1-0 up.
But don't you think at the same time too, bro? I get it. Like, cause I was thinking about this.
Sorry, just to cut. Sorry, before you go, I remember playing like Argentina.
Yeah.
I like just giving Argentina a flipping game was like.
But Cam, you guys gave Argentina a flipping game because you guys deserved to make it and then did it. For me, it's like I get that it's like a celebration of the world game and everyone from around the world coming together. But I think at the end of the day too, it's still elite sport. And I think when you add 48 teams. Yes, there's going to be teams that give those size challenges, but then we're also going to get teams like Tahiti and again, the shit Algeria team. We're not going to the World Cup and giving anyone a 3-2 game. So it's like, should we just be like, oh, now because it's 48 teams, we get to go? I still feel like there should be like, you have to earn it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I was never in favor of the World Cup going to 48
teams is
anyway.
Too much for me now, bro.
I was never in favor of it, but they're trying to make it the global thing, like the world represent it. I think they're trying to like make it like the Olympics. Everyone has a chance to,
guess.
to turn. It's the World Cup. Like everyone has a representation in a way, unless you're so bad, like what we might be. But that's what they're trying to make it. So in that way, it's just another way of glossing up. They want to make more money. That's all it really is.
Of course.
But they're making it sound pretty that, you know, the world are gonna all be there. You can see it in both ways. You know, like we might be speaking from a way of we've seen our team in a World Cup.
I guess
you've won an AFCON in your life. I've won an AFCON in my life.
Maybe I'm being snobby here.
Maybe if you think about who did you say? Tahiti?
I said Tahiti, for example.
They've never. Imagine that they're never seeing a World Cup before that.
For example,
you know. So in a way, you can see it from their point of view.
I hear it because for them, I'm not in their shoes, right?
Yeah,
like, that's gonna be the biggest day of their lives, the day they go to the World Cup. So I hear it from that point of view. Maybe I'm being football snobbery for me here, man. I know who is gonna love fucking Guatemala going to the World Cup. Harry Kane, Lewandowski, fucking Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. Just like the Champions League, they need to draw a line in closest record, bro.
No, they do. They genuinely do. Yeah, they have to. They have
48
to.
teams now. Like,
they have to. No, they need to. Like, Closer should get the award of being the World Cup original format.
Then Mbappe is going to be here like, yo, I was so close, bro.
Yeah, it's true. And then you think about the guys that were in the World Cup when there was only 8 teams. They're probably thinking, well, where's our award? It gets a bit mucky, innit?
To say.
Yeah, it gets a bit
They should definitely give Close an award, though. Like, you know how they gave Cristiano an award after that Champions League?
I agree, still.
Because now, guys, bro.
So now, how big are the group stages? 6 teams?
I think there's still 4 teams, but there's more groups. I think third place teams can
So do you play more games in this World Cup? Or is it still maximum of?
I think there will, there will be more games because now it's going to be like round of 60. Is it not the round of 64?
So if I'm a really good team, so if I finish first in my group, so I win my group.
Let me look this.
Do I just go straight into the last 16?
Let me look this up real quick.
World Cup whatever. Format. Because before you go straight into the quarters.
So I'll tell you this right now.
Remember, man. I'm moving baffled, bro.
The FIFA World Cup was approved to be 48 teams. So it'll be 12 groups of 4 teams. So before it used to be 8. So now it's 12. Now it's 12 groups instead of 8.
Yeah.
The top 8. So obviously 1 and 2.
8 games in one day.
Huh?
There's gonna be like 6 games a day.
Be a lot. And there's gonna be a lot of games as well. And here's the thing as well,
like 6 games a day.
And you know, here's what you remember at the Club World Cup how there were a lot of empty stadiums for some games. With all due respect, bro, I feel like it's gonna be like that this one as well too. Because how are you expected to fill out a stadium? I don't want to sound like, again, snobby, right? But there's some teams, there's some national teams that aren't going to be able to realistically fill a stadium.
Hard,
but anyways, there's going to be 12 different groups. At first it was supposed to be 16 groups of 3 teams each, and then they amended it 2 years ago. 12 groups of 4 teams each. First and second go through, and then the best 8 third place teams will also go through as well too. So you see what I mean, bro? It's like over half the teams are going to be going anyways, bro.
That's so much football in the day. I wonder how we're even gonna, as consumers, how are we gonna cope with that? I mean, like, we're always talking about like with the World Cups and stuff, and it's like 3 games a day.
Yeah, and I watch every one of them.
You watch 12, 30, then you watch 4, 30, you watch 7 or something like that, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, by the end of the World Cup, by the way, you feel drained.
Yeah,
like,
6. It's gonna be like 6 games a day.
I think they're oversaturating, bro. If Champions League, World, I just feel like there's too much now, bro. And I feel like
imagine doing a reaction to every game a day.
we're cooked.
We're gonna turn into flipping vegetables after
bro,
that,
even
man.
okay, March 2025, it's reported that FIFA's considering a one-off expansion to 64 teams for the 2030 World Cup. Allow me, bro. Like, what the hell is going on here, bro? This is ridiculous.
Do you want to do it to what? 64?
They're considering for a one-off World Cup in 2030 to do 64 teams. Because I think it'll be the Centennial World Cup or something like that.
Oh my
something
goodness,
like that.
bro.
Speaking though of this, what were we saying? Like the goal tally kind of being cut off. Let's talk about goals at international level. Memphis Depay just recently became the Dutch's all-time top. It looks like you're wearing a Dutch top right now. He just became the Dutch's all-time top scorer, 52 goals.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of flack, like, wow, how is Depay the top scorer for this national team? You like Memphis Depay. I saw your tweet.
Yeah.
Where do you kind of stand on this whole thing? Because if you look at every nation now, I feel like a lot of them have names that you'd be like, really? He's the top scorer? Like, oh, Giroud is the top scorer?
Yeah.
Depay, obviously, for this one. Lukaku's the top scorer.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of names like that you might look at kind of weirdly. Where do you stand on that?
I mean, listen, I understand it from we all love the best, innit? We all want the best. You think about a nation's top goal scorer, you want it to be one of the best you've ever seen in that position, right? Or as a striker or whatever. So I get it. You know, Memphis, there's Johan Cruyff, there's Van Nistelrooy, there's Van Persie, all these names. But one thing about it for me is that, like, it's not for Memphis. It's nothing got to do with Memphis. He's got to do his job at the end of the day. If it's like his ratio was so bad, like, for example, I don't know what Giroud's ratio is, but if Giroud's ratio, I'm expecting Giroud played probably a lot more games than Thierry, or played a lot more games than, we don't know what he's going to do with it. Mbappe's nearly already hit 100, but say, like, let's say Thierry, right? Then, okay, I kind of understand it, but Memphis Depay hit it in 2 games more than Robin Van Persie.
Yeah.
Memphis Depay did not start playing up front. He was on the wing. Yeah. So you kind of got to give him credit for his record internationally. I saw in some years, he was scoring like 12 goals in a calendar year for the Netherlands.
He was like an international debut.
Yeah, and I get it. That
I also got to remember as well, too, he made his international debut in 2014, 13.
Yeah,
so he was like a teenager.
Yeah.
He scored at that World Cup.
Yeah.
So he's had a head start. You know what I mean?
So and the thing is, so I get it. Like, somebody posted his breakdown of goals or whatever. He's got like 5 goals, I think it is, in international tournaments. Van Persie has 8. Okay, 3 more goals. The rest, sorry, Van Persie, you're playing meaningless friendlies. You're playing Euro qualifiers. You all are. So I was kind of like, it's a bit harsh the way everybody was going in on him. Like, and people are saying, you know, Johan Cruyff only played 60 games for his nation and scored 33 goals.
Johan Cruyff scored 33 goals in 48 games. I mean, so his ratio is a lot better. It's
unbelievable. He just didn't play enough games.
And that's what I think. What did the people want a lot of the older generation, right? Yeah. Like, I even saw someone say, "What did Cruyff actually do? How was the?" And like, it's just like you have to really look into the context of footballers 50, 60 years ago were playing way less games at an international level. They played the major tournaments. They probably played qualification. I don't think it's 32 teams back in 1974 either. So you're playing less games. And he's an amazing player as well, too.
But the thing is, like, one thing is, like, for me, is that if it was like, you know, when people talk about Giroud in France, I kind of hear it because, not hear it, as I said, I think he played a lot more games. And it's like, he didn't score at the World Cup and they win when they won it. And France are a great nation who, Henri's won a World Cup. Trezeguet has won the Euros and all this. Okay, cool. You got all these names, Platini, all these players, right? But the Netherlands, you always underwhelm. I'm sorry. True. You're another, like, if you want to, everyone wants to laugh at England, you're another one of them. You've only won a Euros in your history. You underwhelm. All these names. Van Nistelrooy is one of my favorite players of all time. you didn't do much for your nation. Yeah. Van Persie, you did okay. Like, in totality, when you look at all these names, since Van Basten, Kluivert, all of these guys, since Van Basten, all of you underwhelmed.
For sure.
So don't now look at it like, oh, but we had all these names that we had. They all underwhelmed. Yeah. So Memphis has done his thing in the same amount of time that Van Persie did it.
Yeah.
Hold it, regardless.
And you guys know I love Van Persie. Why are we acting like Van Persie? His entire career was like a gunman, bro. Van Persie was a late bloomer in regards to being a prolific goal scorer. Yeah. So, like, I mean, they're going on as if like they're all international demons who have been let down because they didn't get to play as many games as Memphis Depay. I'm like, that's not the case. They were all, for me, could have done better. You talk about all these Dutch attackers, we can list them off. I struggle to. Who's the best Dutch attacker since Van Basten? In terms of performances for the national team? Yes. You're struggling to name it. Robin, maybe? And look, you're saying maybe. Robin, I would say, because at tournaments, especially 2014 World Cup. Yeah, maybe Robin. And he wouldn't have been in the listings for top goal scorers. Anyways like that, no. This is what I'm saying. It's like, for me, I just think everyone is being a bit harsh on Memphis. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and you know what it is too. It's like, remember when Neymar broke the record for Brazil? I feel like it was all, and I know Neymar's a much better player than Memphis. No one needs to tell me that, right? But it was much more celebratory for Neymar, and almost like, look at how great he is. His like friendly breakdown. Oh, well, of course, bro. Like, what if you want to go off that? Pele probably played half. If I look right now at how many games Pele played for Brazil. But you know what I don't get, Lyés? Yeah, like, I remember seeing somebody, I can't remember who it was. I saw somebody breaking down Cristiano Ronaldo's stats for his country one time, and was basically saying like 75% of his goals have been in qualifiers. Or I'm like, do people think that you're going to score 75% of your goals in the World Cup and Euros? What ridiculous. Are you guys talking about? All of these players are going to score the majority of their goals in friendlies and World Cup. Now, yes, you always want at least one of them, like one of them tournaments to be an iconic tournament, for example, right? You always want that. I hear it. But that's not always, for example, Rooney, it never really felt that amazing because he never really had an icon, other than the Euro 2004, never really had an iconic World Cup. You know what I mean? So I get that. But at the same time, most of your goals are going to be in friendlies. And qualifiers. That's just the way it is. Yeah, no, 100%. So, for example, Pele played 92 times for Brazil. He scored 77 goals. Neymar played 128 and scored 79. So, he's playing 30 more games more. Yeah. He's the second most capped player in Brazil's history. Yeah. Right? Like, I just feel like when we look at these lists sometimes, I'm like, guys, obviously, numbers hold context. And this is the problem with today's generation. You guys just look at numbers absolutely blindly. It's like, this is a bigger number than this, so therefore this is better. Sometimes you got to look into context, man. Like, when I saw someone dissing Cruyff, I was like, guys, if you actually just took a minute to see how many games it took Cruyff to score that amount of goals, you'd think, what the hell is wrong? Is he an alien, bro? Like, come on. Saying that about Cruyff as well, like, who wasn't even a traditional striker anyway. You're looking at Johan Cruyff videos, some of the videos, he's picking the ball up from centre-back. It looks like he's playing centre-back. I always say he's the one player I look at, not the one, but he's really the standout when I look back at, like, 70s, 60s. I watch him, I'm like, oh my God, you were 30, 40 years out of your time, bro. Of course. Like, the stuff he's doing, he's going today's game, bro. It's ridiculous. Yeah, man. Like, what's Van Basten's record for? Van Basten for the Dutch. It's all about, for me, like, the records are great and, you know, like, it's good to have. But, you know, it's always, people always remember the guys that did it at tournaments anyway. Like, I feel like, go on. So, Van Basten for the Dutch, 58 games, 24 goals. 58 games, 24 goals. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. And you look at, for example, as I said, like, the way people are talking, like, bro, is it not the Netherlands that were getting packed out in the quarterfinals by Russia? They were meaty. You know what I mean? And the people going on as if that was one of their golden teams, packed out. 2010, yes, they got to the final. But I'm sorry, the Dutch way did not exist in that 2010 World Cup, right? That was one of the most anti-Dutch teams that you've seen. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, 2014, yes, they had the iconic moment with Van Persie and the diving header and that type of stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, all the Dutch have done is underwhelm. You know what I mean? Same way as England. All they've done is underwhelm. To be fair, though, has Memphis' Dutch team not underwhelmed even more, though? I mean, they didn't even make the World Cup in 2018. 100%. I feel like they have as well. But it's the way people are talking, like,
he's
Oh yeah.
dirt, and we've got all these legends.
It's not like post Van Basten. There's been better players than him.
Of course.
But it's not like anyone has completely wiped his performances in the mud.
Yeah.
Based on how Schneider had, like, there's guys who had amazing tournaments. Schneider had 2010, Van Persie and Robin had 14. Van Nistelrooy, I would say 06. It was 04 more so maybe.
Even then,
it's not like he was like pulling up trees. Like that's the best center forward at the tournament.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Dutch are serial underachievers.
Yeah.
Right? They're like the most beautiful losers, bro. That's the way we look at them.
06 were they?
06 they lost to Portugal. They lost to Portugal in that one game.
Yeah. It would have been 04 you're probably talking about.
That's what I'm saying. 04 the Dutch. Sure, they beat Czech Republic, I think. Or
I mean Barros was the best striker at the tournament anyway, but crazy.
Where can we take this? I mean, if we're talking about the Dutch, I'm looking at them low-key as slight underdogs for the World Cup next year.
Memphis, go fire them to the World Cup, bro.
I think he's the thing for me, right? As much as I'm praising Memphis right now and celebrating him for breaking that record, I think he's the one thing maybe holding me back from fully saying, yo, the Dutch are a real side to worry about at the World Cup. Because, and I know it's not as easy as saying, look at the players that they have, because we saw that with Brazil last World Cup. That doesn't mean anything, right? Portugal, we go into every tournament and say, look at
Brazil last World Cup?
Remember, I was going into it saying, look at the team that they have.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then even Portugal at the last Euros, look at the team that they have. So having the best players doesn't mean anything, right? They have to gel. But having said that, the Dutch have an impressive team, bro. I mean, the midfield. I think, bro, the midfield, bro, they got who? Reinders, Gravenberch, Frankie de Jong, Xavi Simons.
Yeah.
Those are good options, bro. Defensively, as we know, they create center backs out of Van Dijk, Jurrien Timber, Nathan Ake. Matthijs de Ligt can't get a second for them. Frimpong can't buy a minute for them. Defensively, they have a good foundation to the team, but it's going forward, which again, it's so funny because with the Dutch, it always used to be this thing with their attackers and they play beautiful football. But for the last few years, I've always felt it's like the defense and the midfield that are really nice, and the attack is a little underwhelming. For example, like who even is the Dutch's right winger? Who plays on the right for them? Is it Frimpong?
Like Frimpong now? When you get,
I don't even know. Like Gakpo, I actually Gakpo for the national team, even for club these days. But I always say it's like Podolski for the Dutch. Podolski used to turn up for Germany. But I'm just like, if they had that bona fide guy up front that I think could really trust to get you goals in the big games and the competitions, I think for me they'd be a big favorite to this tournament. But I just Depay, as much as I rave about him, I don't see it at the tournament.
The Dutch are, I'm telling you, man, like on paper, but it just sounds like England for me all the time. And then they get to these tournaments, they don't perform well, and then
they didn't perform well last year.
But we knocked them out. England knocked them out.
I think they got. Remember, they came third in that group of Austria and France. They barely beat. Was it Russia?
That's why England played them. I think.
Not Russia. Was it
going on their side, their bracket?
It was Turkey. I think they. It's crazy.
That's how England ended up on their bracket. They end up in England's bracket. So this is the thing. So I don't really know because, as you said, Portugal on paper, England on paper, like all these on paper, but then
France on paper, they'd win it every time.
France on paper. Do you know what I mean? So you then still think to yourself, I still look at Spain. And I think Spain and.
I think
I like Argentina.
Yeah,
I think Argentina. The thing is, Messi always still looks like old Messi when he gets pace for Argentina. It's crazy. So it really just depends on.
He might retire though.
Yeah, I don't know why he's talking. Is he trying to shook people up, bro?
I don't know. At first, when I first heard the quote, I was like, "Oh, he means the next World Cup he's not gonna play."
It's around the corner.
But then the more I hear quotes, and then I'm like, "Is this dude actually gonna pull out?"
When does the MLS end though? So Messi's gonna need a loan to a team. We haven't ever thought about that. Messi's gonna have to go on loan somewhere if he wants to play at the World Cup. Yeah, please.
One last dance.
No. Wait. What team are you looking about?
Barcelona.
Bro, I thought you meant Manchester United for a second, bro. I was like,
don't waste your time.
Bro,
no, I said
don't ruin your career.
They're gonna be in the Camp Nou soon, bro. One last dance, bro. Just I need the goodbye. That's all I need, bro.
Messi
get your fitness back up
for 6 months.
Him and Yamal together for 6 months, bro. That's the fairy tale ending, bro. And then go to the World Cup and then retire. On my life, that's the perfect ending, bro. That's the perfect ending. Come on, bro. We're talking about storybooks, superheroes. That's the perfect ending, bro.
Yeah, it's a good ending.
I'd like that ending, man.
But they better win, though. They better win. They don't come and bring that Champions League. You didn't win.
Oh, Barca. I thought you said Argentina.
No, not Argentina. Barcelona. It'll be dead if he doesn't win anything.
But yeah, I mean Argentina, they just have this continuity about them. I think that's really the best thing. Like Spain and France, you look at their players, but Argentina just has a squad.
I like the way Spain play though, innit, as well. Spain are the only national team and Argentina, to be fair, that play like a club side. No, they play like club sides. Like Argentina play like they'd be coached together for months and months and months.
Scaloni's such a good coach.
Yeah,
bro.
and Spain, I mean, the way they play is like a club side. The rest of these teams, you can look at them and you kind of feel like, you're a bunch of
you guys are just coming together for a few weeks.
Spain and Argentina play like club side. So those are still my two to win the World Cup. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you who I'm not gonna have the one in the World Cup.
Who's that?
Brazil, Germany, Italy. You know how crazy it is, Cam? Those are the three most successful national teams ever. I don't know if you would call them the three biggest footballing countries ever, because Argentina has a case for that. Like, England will say, but those are the three most successful footballing countries in history. Two of them might not even make the tournament right now, bro. One of them has just been a sham for 4 years. It's crazy looking at the footballing landscape for Brazil, Germany, and Italy. Where do they go wrong, bro?
Brazil haven't won a World Cup since they haven't even got to a final since 2002, bro.
It's nuts. I mean,
Bro, do you know what I used to hear growing up about Brazil, bro? Oh my god, bro!
It used to be King Von, bro.
Bro, literally,
it used to be King Von.
Everybody, let me tell you something about when we went living in London, right? And the people, hopefully, you guys can relate, or anyone that's watching that's from London. You used to say you're Brazilian, bro. Let me tell you this now. If you're watching, you know, man used to say they are Brazilian. If you say, what team do you support? They say Brazil. Bro, they say Brazil.
Not even Brazil.
Brazil. Bro, they say Brazil. You'll be like, oh, what? Ronaldinho did it. You support Brazil. It used to be, you say your team and you say your country. So what team you support? Oh, I support Man United and Brazil. Bro, no one was. I'm telling you, it wasn't an England thing. It wasn't your homeland, Nigeria, Ghana, or whatever.
Brazil.
It was Brazil. That's what I grew up with, Brazil. And of course, we grew up in the years of adverts. And I'm not gonna go. Everyone speaks about it already, but we grew up in the years of all the adverts. Mythical beings. They were myths. Brazil were myths, and obviously, in the time I grew up, you think about they won in 94, they won in got to the final 98, 2002 they won. So it was this time, you look at the boots of R9, Kaká coming through, Ballon d'Ors, and Brazil, bro. Like, people claimed they were Brazilian, bro, in football purposes. And for it to end up like how it is now.
Now girls be saying they're from Brazil, man.
Bro, it genuinely is so dead to see, man. And like, Neymar's obviously not getting call-ups, but forget about Neymar not getting call-ups. It's like, who's the next Neymar, bro? Like, where is the next Neymar, fam? Like,
I think that's another thing as well too. Brazil, I always felt like there's someone coming, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what it is? Like, there's Romario, but you knew R9 was coming. Then there's R9, but you knew Dinho was coming. Then Dinho was there, but you knew Kaká. And then Kaká, and then Neymar. And then nothing. Yeah.
It's barren. It's barren. I guess people are going to say that's meant to be Vinny. You know, that's meant to be Esteval now or something. But
I mean, you look at the way Vinny plays for the national team, man.
Bruh, is there anyone?
He can't tie his laces compared to these guys.
That's the thing. So it's sad to see. And you're talking about Italy and stuff. I mean, it'll be great to actually look into stat about
why Brazil. You're saying they haven't made a final since 2002. Italy have not won a knockout game at a World Cup since the 2006 World Cup final. That is the craziest statistic ever. This is a team with the second most World Cups ever, and they haven't won a knockout game at the tournament since the 2000s. That's 20 years ago, bro. That's 20 years ago. That's 2006 is damn near 20 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, by the time the World Cup final plays, it'll be 20 years ago. The next World Cup
they're on
final.
the cusp right now. They might not make 3 World Cups in a row. But they didn't make 18. They didn't make 22. They're not gonna make. They might not make 26.
I mean, you look
how
at
insane
Italy.
That is,
when you look at Italy again, it's like you're looking at these 3 nations, right? And you look at Italy, who are always prided on being this stubborn, unbelievable side defensively. You know, elite goalkeeper, but they've always been that. That kind of feels that that's not really a. It doesn't feel. I feel like it's become cliche just to say, oh yeah, it's hard to score goals in Serie A because they, defending. You know, it feels like we're just saying that now.
It is a cliche.
Yeah, we're just saying that now. Oh yeah, Italian defending. We're just saying that now. You know what I mean? And then Brazil, the same thing, man. We're just saying they're flary. Oh, the Brazil flair. I don't see it. You know what I mean? I don't see it on the pitch. Oh, the way they're gonna play. This new Brazilians coming in. I feel like we'd just be saying it. Their
I would
identity
say that
of
and
why
then send Hulk and Willie into the World Cup.
Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, the reason why we were excited about Brazil, and this is not only our generation, people. Go back to Pele's generation, and those Garrincha and Jairzinho and all the Zico, and these are guys that excited people, right? So it's always been a Brazilian thing. But now you look at it and you're like, so that flair and that expression doesn't feel like a thing. Italian, that stubbornness, boring. Oh, they're going to put you to sleep, but guess what? They won. You know what I mean? That feels like it's gone. The Germans, I've always thought, are just efficiency.
Bro,
just get it done.
They're the most ruthless winning machine in the game.
But now I'm looking at them and they want to have like little like tens and da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, fair.
Well, you don't like tens for Germany?
Nah,
Germany used to play with tens,
nah,
bro.
I like bullish. I like Balak as your 10. You know what I mean?
How do you say it?
Balak. I want Balak as your 10, bro. I want Balak with Schweinsteiger and Torsten Frings.
Even the names.
You know what I mean? Yeah, bro.
Even the same. Who do they used to have as well too?
I want them type of guys, bro. The monsters.
Oliver Kahn.
Yeah, bro. Proper Germans.
Now who do they have, bro?
Now who do they have, bro? Musiala, bro. You know what I mean? Wirtz. You know what I mean? Like, they got these type of guys, bro. Who they got out here, man? I need proper Germans, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like
Voltamada.
Yeah, bro. He's trying, but he even plays all. I need proper.
You need Thomas Muller.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Miroslav
the bomber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Kaiser. Lyés, who's the that in the German team now? Where's the You know what I mean? The Kaiser, the bomber. Where is it? Who in this team deserves a something? No one, bro. No one in this team deserves them nicknames, bro. What was Oliver Kahn's name? He had one as well.
Yeah, bro. Something like Der Titan or something like that.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Der Titan, bro. Where is it, bro? You ain't getting Jamal Musiala. You are not getting a Der Kaiser, bro. You know what I mean? Wirtz, you're not getting that. Who else do they have? Like, bro, it started with all the Ozils and all that.
Kimmich is still doing his little
Kimmich is trying it, yeah, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying a thing, but nah, man, it's gone, bro. It's gone. It's gone, bro.
Who's the Der in this team?
It's gone, man. The Germans, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I seen the lineup they put out the other day. I think it was against Slovakia, and I'm like, this is so mid, bro.
Yeah, it's mid.
Honestly, if I read you the team they played out, Cam, like, you're gonna hear some of these names, and you're like, who the hell are these? Who are these guys, bro? One sec, I'm gonna pull it up right now, bro. Germany versus. Oh my god.
It's gone, man. It's gone.
Bro, the lineup killed me, man. Baumann in goal. Anton. Kosh used to play for Leeds, no?
Is that Kosh for Leeds?
Yeah. Rudiger. Lueling. Kimmich. Pascal Gross. Raum. Gnabry. Wirtz. Voltamata.
You see what I'm saying?
That is disgusting,
Gnabry.
bro.
That was Podolski.
That's disgusting, bro.
I don't know what to say, man.
That's mid, bro.
That's so mid, bro.
And then even Italy, like, you're talking about defensively, bro. But they still used to have, like, guys in attack as well, too. Like, bro, who's the, like, they're rocking with Moise Kean up front, who's actually having a little career. He's finally kind of figuring it out in his career right now. But before him, bro, like, there was such a barren period for center forward at Italy. Balotelli was supposed to be the one that kind of did his thing, and that never worked out. But between Luca Toni and now, they haven't had one center forward that's gone to a tournament and just lit it up. Maybe Balotelli in 2012, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
Even you think, like, Totti, Del Piero, Baggio in the past. Bro, look at who's playing behind these center forwards now, bro. Politano.
Yeah, they always had like a proper player, like a
don't say always. They haven't had one for
No, I mean, yeah, they didn't have one. I mean, they were running around with Giovinco. That's when I started knowing the game's gone.
When they used to go with Graziano Pelle and that Eder guy.
Yeah.
When they started naturalizing Brazilians to come play for Italy, I knew the game was gone, bro. That's when I knew the game was gone.
It all started when, they did it with Camoranesi, innit?
Yeah.
He's a Uruguayan, I think it is, or something like that.
But when and I'm all for, what's it called, dual nationalities. I'm all for that, bro. In fact, I think Italy needs to start doing that a little more, to be honest with you. But when I seen them start naturalizing Brazilians to come play for Italy, I said, nah, the game is gone,
that's just what's gonna happen. I think, like, as the more and more these countries don't produce players, they're just gonna get like Africans, and they're just gonna get all these type of people that make them of their
Italy I feel like are the one country that are so far behind in that regard. Yeah. Like, you see Germany, you see
Netherlands,
Germany. If we talk about their World Cup, that, like, the success that they had in the last 10 years before this barren run, it came off the back of, like, oh, let's get this guy he's He's got Turkish descent. Germany, Turkish. Germany, Tunisian. Germany. You know what they used to do? The Cacao guy. Remember, it was Germany, Brazilian. They would. Their whole team all of a sudden became very multicultural, and they were getting players from different
Mario
backgrounds.
Gomez was Spanish.
But they like Jerome Boateng, Ghanaian, like Italy are still rocking with dudes who are like Italian born and bred. Which, hey, I'm be proud of of where you're from, 100%. But it's clearly not working, bro. It's clearly not
weird.
working.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I mean, as I said, like when you go back to the Germans, they had to restructure everything. You know what I mean? They what was the tournament where they disgraced themselves? There was one. Was it? There's one tournament where they sat to themselves and said, "This."
I think it might have been '98, bro.
I'm thinking it might have been.
I think it might have been '98. Even Ranić had like this like famous like thing basically like saying like, "Yo, German football's in the dirt."
Yeah. So there was a tournament, guys, that the Germans finally just. It
they went
was so bad.
Did they win it in '96?
'96.
Yeah.
They beat England. Yeah. So
they won it in '96, and I think Germany '98 they might not even qualify.
Yeah, look, I don't remember Germany '98. I don't remember anything.
No, they went there.
Did they, yeah.
How did they do?
Was it after the 2000?
No, it might have been 2000. It might have been 2000, bro.
I think it was Euro 2000.
Yeah, because I think Germany '98 they still.
It was Euro 2000, I think it was, where they came to an epiphany, basically.
I think Euro 2000. I think that's when Germany flopped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Germany. Let me find it out right now. Yeah, England and Germany both in the group stage eliminated.
Yeah, there we go. So Euro 2000, Germany basically came together after having such a disgraceful 2000 and said they need to change. They need to also become much more modern. I had to study this, people, in uni, right? In uni, that was one of the things that we had to do as part of a course. I had to research all this stuff, bro. They went, now my figures might not be correct, people, but let's say they went from 2,000 UEFA A coaches to 18,000. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Wow.
Coaches, they made people get onto coaching. The fees for coaching was accessible and easy for people to do. So now everybody's becoming UEFA qualified. They built new training grounds. I think they even built a new, like a St. George's Park of their own. Like, they completely restructured it in terms of what you're saying. They went straight to grassroots level. They changed so much at grassroots. They started going to other nationalities, as you're saying, with the Turkish and all this type of stuff, making people declare, making people bringing people in from other nations.
Germany at that point, Germany, if you remember, at that point, we're going through a whole kind of like, they were basically rebranding themselves.
Yes.
Because Germany, for such a long time, still held the moniker of like, people couldn't forget what World War II was. And then people were almost like ashamed to be German. And then 2006, the World Cup, people started waving German flags all of a sudden. Like, you were proud to be German.
And again, the thing is, with the World Cup coming as well, they also needed to put on, they needed their team to be decent. They needed some. So guys, like, that's why, well, you think, it's not a coincidence, yeah. It's the work of a nation. Well, some maybe you could say it's a golden generation, but it's genuinely a work of a nation when you see Ozil come at the same time as Thomas Muller, as Neuer, as this. Bro, it's not a coincidence. Yeah, it's not a coincidence.
2009 was under 21 team.
Yes, bro, killed England. It's not a coincidence that these guys come up together because of what they did, and you see the way they play as well was different to how Germans play. You know what I mean? Maybe it ushered in the Musialas, the Wirtzes and stuff. Now it was a different way. You know what I mean? Toni Kroos came up with that crop as well. So they just really had to restructure, and I think that's what Italy are gonna have to do. Take pride in it. They're gonna have to, and it can take 20 years. It can take 20 years. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
the problem with Italy, though, bro, and even Fabregas said it recently. They don't produce, nor do they even like usher in young players, even in the Italian league, bro. You know, in Serie A, it's so hard for young players to make their debuts, bro, because the coaches would rather even play the older guys. There's a reason why Italy is the oldest league out of the top 5. It's so difficult for young Italian players to make their debuts and play regularly before 23.
Straight away, that's straight away.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
Yeah, Fabregas himself really pointed it out. Yeah,
straight away, that's where I'll start. If I was the Italian Federation, that is where I'm starting. Whether I'm having to put in a rule or whatnot, I don't care, bro. If I have to put in a rule that the age cap on something is 30 something, I would do it. If it means you're ushering all these, look at this guy. What was the guy that just went to Liverpool? Leone.
Yeah.
What, plays a couple of games now, he's shipped off, gone. You know what I'm trying to say, to Liverpool. But he was able to show himself. Now we'll see how good he is. but he was able to show himself because obviously someone gave a
But
chance.
the fact that he even
That's
had
what
to
you
go
gotta do.
abroad, bro. Like,
This
I mean,
is what I'm
that's
saying.
crazy. Like,
This is what I would do straight away is youthify that league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Promote these people because you cannot tell me they're bad football players. That all of these guys in Milan academies, in all these
great
teams,
footballers are everywhere.
you
But
can't
they
tell me
just
they're
need to
all
be-
now
they
dead
need to be
ballers.
platformed.
Yeah,
of
bro.
course.
Like, come on, man. So that's why I would start, to be honest.
If you had to pick, but say all three of them make the World Cup.
Mm.
If you had to pick who goes the furthest out of the three of them, who would you say?
Germany.
Still Germany.
Ooh, let me think. Brazil, Germany, and
Ancelotti.
Italy. Definitely not Italy.
Brazil under Ancelotti is killing me.
Oh yeah, and this. I mean, let me not even start there anyway. But you know how I feel about all this. Yeah, but I said it before Michael Owen, by the way.
Yeah, it's true. You
But
did.
fair enough,
Yeah,
innit? Let's Brazil or Brazil. What? Brazil. No.
It's tough.
In my lifetime, Germany have been much better than.
Yeah, because
Brazil.
their golden generation came.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't
These
mean
days, that
anything.
literally means
And
nothing.
Musiala's not going to be there either.
Or the World Cup. Why wouldn't he be
I
there?
mean, is he going to be fit? Like, what's he do? He's Achilles,
he's
no?
expected to be, no, he broke his ankle, but he's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
back. He's gonna be back this season.
Oh, is he?
Bro,
I
injuries
thought
these
it
days
was
are
out
Mickey
for
Mouse,
the
man.
season.
Seriously, if you don't recover in
Yeah.
4 months, change your doctor.
Brazil,
I might go Brazil.
Cunha, and these guys, and
I just think Brazil. I think I might go Brazil.
maybe I'll go Brazil. I'm thinking about Brazil in the sunshine of American football. Might be a little bit of something to look at. Maybe I'm still romanticizing
reaching,
Brazil,
man. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still doing it.
Last time I was in the US, they won
Still
it.
doing it. Is it 94?
94, yeah.
Yes. I will go Brazil.
Spoke about Michael Owen
Yes.
before we wrap it up. Good interview.
I think it was a good interview.
Can I say something about Michael Owen? You know how the other day we said, like, when someone has an opinion of you, it's very difficult to shake it off?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be real. I've always felt this idea that Michael Owen is, like, the worst pundit of all time. I've always felt it's overdone. I'm not going to lie.
Same, bro.
Like,
Thank you.
this is not even me saying, because he said... Like, so many people are saying, wow, Michael Owen is speaking so much sense. I've never heard him talk this much sense. I'm like, I feel it's because you heard a few things of his you didn't like, which, to be fair, were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that stuck with you. But I've always felt... Michael Owen... He talks sense a decent amount of times. Like, remember when he said that one thing about Darwin Nunez,
Bro.
and everyone cooked him, and a year later everyone was coming to apologize.
That's
for him.
not even only that. I always said, and it's when he did that quote about Darwin Nunez, and I actually said, like, the way the quotes are killing him, you wouldn't think who Michael Owen is.
Yeah.
I've always said the one thing, I think his punditry thing is massively dissed.
Yeah.
100%. I think one thing I've always said is he's so good at speaking about strikers.
Yeah.
And the Nunez is his 96 Jordan moment, right? But at the same time, he's had many moments of that, bro, where he said, nah, see, I would have went this way. And the reason why I went this way, because you can see that you're sitting down. And when you're in this position, and I'm like, rah, he just gave a striker 101 free finishing clinic. And it's just gone over heads, you know what I mean? I would love to see Alan Shearer do that more.
Yeah.
I would love to see Lineker do that more.
In fact, Shearer is the one when I think of, like, I don't think he does that enough, to be
Yeah,
honest with
this
you.
is what I'm saying. I would. You're all-time scorer.
Yeah.
I would love to see you talk about the art of finishing.
That's my
I
favorite
think
thing,
that's massively not in the media in this country or in our sport.
It's true.
In the NBA, you will have a point guard talk about what a point guard does.
Yeah.
You will talk about
They break down the actual intricacies
They break
of
it
the
down
position and stuff like
exactly.
that,
They talk about it, and I think in our one we use our
Emotion.
legends just to kind of narrate the game in a way. Yeah,
Good point.
We
Yeah,
don't
great way
use
to say
them
it.
for why. I want to hear Alan Shearer talk about finishing. I want to hear Rio Ferdinand talk about defending. I want to know why does Van Dijk choose to jockey that much? Tell me, Rio, or tell me whoever that is in the media. Joe Hart, you've just entered. I want to know why keepers are taking steps before the free kick is taken.
I love Joe Hart's breakdown about the Raya.
To be fair, I didn't even see it.
He had a great breakdown because Rooney was saying, I think Raya should do a lot better here. And he's like, well, I'll tell you why it's not. The way he's got his
brilliant.
Bro, he broke it down perfectly. But I was like,
you.
I love that because this is something, like, I like to think I know the game, but I'm sorry, I don't know goalkeeping more than Joe Hart.
Yeah.
I will never know more than, especially at an elite level. So I would love for goalkeepers like that to be in there and say, this is exactly what I would have done or what we're taught to do or what we're trained to do. Because you've done this at the highest level for 20 years. 100%. And I completely agree. My favorite thing is, again, hearing masters of their craft speak about their craft. Ashley Cole, I remember a few years, he doesn't do many media stuff, right? But he had this one appearance on Sky Sports where he was breaking down the intricacies of how a left back was defending.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Ashley Cole's bread and butter.
This is what you
That's why you should be paid. By the way, these guys get paid a lot of money to go on TV.
Yeah.
So if you are, I would use them for that, to be honest.
Bring their expertise. I don't understand why it's not used as much as it is. I don't know. Maybe it's the globalization of how, you know, Sky Sports.
I also think, bro,
I don't know.
I also feel like English broadcasting, English media is based a lot more on like emotion and like, oh, they don't want it enough. I don't think it's enough is actually broken down on like how the game was actually played. It's often like we just speak in generalities, to be honest.
I think Henry still tries to break down like strikers' runs and stuff like that. He's like the only one that really does it. But like Michael Richards, like, listen, okay, you weren't goated or nothing like that, but you made it. You won a Premier League. You play for England. You can tell me why this right back is doing this, or you can tell me what you would do in this position. You can tell me why Lewis Skelly's crossing isn't levels right now. Like, you can.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, now I get Michael Richards has his role of being like the funny guy and youthful and stuff, but
I get that for sure.
there's so many examples of it that I look at. Like Jimmy Floyd Hasselman comes on TV.
There's an infinite amount of examples. If you're an ex-pro, you know more about the position you played in than any of us, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm willing to accept that.
This is what I mean. This is why, and look, like, people probably watching right now can probably say, well, it's you two think that. But, like, this is why people just think they know more ball than actual players. Yeah. Because actual players, we've always said, they don't consume the game that we do, like how we do, but they know more than we do in terms of playing the game of football. Now, does that mean Joe Hart needs to know more about Barcelona's tactical setup than you?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need to. Yeah. But he can tell you about the dressing room.
Yeah, true.
I feel like they don't talk about that. Yeah. He can tell you about the dressing room. Me and you, I test hype. We can never ever tell you about the dressing room. He can tell you about goalkeeping. He can tell you about commanding a back four. He can tell you about the way communication is between back fours.
I mean, I'll say this, right?
We can't do that.
I was saying this in the Onana video, and I'm not going to speak about the guy who told me this, even though I heard Schmeichel said this on commentary before, but it wasn't Schmeichel who told me. He was telling me off camera about Onana's mechanics when he's diving for shots and how he even reaches for them, telling me this is completely wrong. Like, this is how we're taught as goalkeepers. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I just think Onana's a scrub because he lets an easy goal. This guy's actually breaking down what Onana is doing wrong. Yeah. We haven't heard anyone say that in the media over the last 2 years. But no one's saying, oh, Onana in this situation needs to take 3 steps earlier and then do this. We're just saying, oh, he's letting in easy goals. That's what these guys should be on TV doing, man, because we can never compare. I'll be honest, bro. Every head must bow, every tongue must conquer. I can never break down the intricacies of a goalkeeper like Joe Hart.
It's always why, like, you know, God willing, one day, who knows? It's always why I've wanted, like, me, you, or whoever I work with, or myself, whatever,
show with, like,
to have. Yes, bro, because I will be picking their brains, 100. Bro. If you think I can sit next to a legend,
that's why I did all summer, by the way, at the Zone. Literally just speaking football and asking them stuff.
Bro, just picking their brains about certain things. So, you know, listen, hopefully the media goes that way. Maybe the young Joe Hart is a new media. You know, by the way, I've spoken to Phil Jones. Great football mind, bro. When it comes to, it's mad. You won't think it, innit? Phil Jones, great football mind, honestly. So, like, hopefully the new media, I sound like Draymond Green now, but hopefully the new media start kind of pushing that type of content.
Green said new media and then started just taking this at Rudy Gobert. I was like, you're just Stephen A. just with a different fucking voice, bro.
Stephen A. with some rings, bro.
For real, bro. He's talking about the new media. We gotta boost up others. The next sentence say, the Rudy Gobert, that stupid French.
Bro, and flipping going at Dylan Brooks, bro.
Who was it that
he killed Dylan Brooks?
In his fucking...
Oh my days.
Nah, Draymond Green lost his whole mind, bro. That new media hype, bro. Yeah,
he's a madman.
Let someone else try it, man.
Literally. But yeah, man, that's how I think Sturridge tries sometimes, but he hasn't really got the authority yet to, like, really, you know what I mean?
But he should, bro. He's a guy with how many goals he scored in the Prem?
Theo Walcott's here now. Theo Walcott's been kind of decent. He's Arsenal's kind of first proper rep now. In, like, they're trying to push him. He was at the Champions League as their ambassador. It feels like he's their rep.
Good dude, Theo Walcott. I was with him on this Premier League show. But
you don't know a funny fact?
Smart guy.
A fun fact is Theo Walcott's brother was my dinner man at my school, bro. Random.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was the dinner man, and I was like, one day, like, bro, you look like Walcott.
You know what?
And he was like, Walcott's my brother, bro. I was like, what? Like you know the lunch ladies?
Yeah.
It was I guess I'll just call him the dinner man, the lunch man. I don't know what we call these guys. He was just a cafeteria guy, innit?
Yeah.
And then, bro, that was
That's
like
crazy.
so random.
But Walcott, you know, his expertise is just wingers, bro.
Yeah.
He'd be killing wingers when he's like, but they don't take their...
Yeah, but good.
He was with Martinelli the other day. He's like, if I'm a one-on-one against an attacking midfielder, I'm licking my lips. That's dinner.
One thing I will say, though, Walcott, right?
Yeah. Well, you think he boosts himself too much?
No, I wouldn't say he boosts himself because...
I agree.
Whatever, innit? Talk your shit.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I agree. Yeah.
But Walcott's main issue for me was not taking people on when I used to watch him. Yeah. He didn't used to take people. I used to always think you're so fast, and I don't think you use it enough.
He's not like a 1v1
No,
demon,
he used to be that run.
Yeah.
He's gone. You play that pass to him, he's gone. But in terms of, he wasn't doing Aaron Lennon stuff. Nah, Aaron Lennon was much
like
more
taking on your man.
Yeah,
Lennon was a 1v1.
Lennon was clear. Like when it comes to
that's not to say Lennon is better than Walker. I know guys out there are gonna be like,
nah.
You're putting Walker. Shut up,
when it came to like actually taking on guys, I always was underwhelmed with Walker. And people are gonna go back and probably play that Liverpool clip where he's in motion. Yeah, that's different.
We're running in
I'm talking about getting the ball. I felt like Walker. I always used to be like, what are you doing, bro? Like, and then one day he just turned around and said, I'm a striker, and then. I remember Ian Wright.
What did you think he was better at? Center forward or on the wing?
Walcott's finishing was brilliant.
Really good, bro.
So good.
Really
Lace good. And side foot. And chipping.
Yeah.
Walcott's
he was a very good finisher.
Was class, bro. But I think he was probably a better right winger.
Yeah.
The right winger, yeah. But I remember there was a time Ian Wright was so frustrated with Walcott. He was like, you know, like, you need to nail down where you're probably... This is like his last couple years at Arsenal. You're saying you're a winger... Then you're a striker, and it's funny, very shades of Marcus Rashford, right? You're a striker, you're a winger. 1 second you say you're up front, then you're a winger. He was getting mad frustrated with him. But anyway, that's not to invalidate anything Walcott said. What he said about Martinelli was right. I saw people trying to like diss him from that. And I was like, this is what I mean though. Like, this is why
people don't know what they want, bro. People don't know what they want. They don't want people like us talking about football. They don't want ex-pros talking about football. The only people they want is people on Twitter.
Troll account, hater central.
So if Walcott can't speak on the game, I can't speak on the game.
All they want is comps.
Who's speaking on the game then, bro?
Bro, all they want is fail comps or that's it.
Yeah, it's
you know
crazy.
What I mean? So it is what
you know what it is? Okay, the last thing. I know I said the walkout was going to be the last thing. There's a flip side to this though, bro. I don't know if you saw the Jay Bothroyd interview with Akinfenwa, right?
Yeah.
I thought I think Akinfenwa's podcast is actually really interesting because it gives guys that we maybe don't hear so much about
like
the chance to tell stories.
Yeah.
But bro, someone made a compilation of Jay Bothroyd like talking.
I saw that, but I don't agree with it.
But I can't lie. The more I was listening to it, I was like,
no, but
did this really happen?
But did that? I know the video you're talking about TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Did the guy debunk anything Jay Bothroyd said, or did he just basically make Jay Bothroyd seem so meaty?
No, he did. Okay,
he didn't really.
It was more of the latter,
anything.
but at the same time, too, it's like what Jay Bothroyd was saying is also not very verifiable, bro.
Yeah,
like he's saying,
true.
like, oh, I'm looking at Dennis Bergkamp saying, I'm gonna take your number 10 in a few
years.
Or
stuff like
I'm looking at Anelka, I'm the same level as you. Like, and then what he's saying, like, oh, Ancelotti's saying, I need a player like him in this.
Now let me say something.
See, I'm like this.
No, but let me say something,
like,
right?
Inter wanted me for $4 million.
Yeah.
And my club said no, we want sign for 20. I was
let me say something. Yeah, Jay Bothroyd and John Bostock. Now, if you guys know, Jay Bothroyd, they were very hyped young players.
Is
bro.
it? Okay.
Yes, bro.
I didn't watch them when
this
they were
is the thing. They were very, very hyped young player names. Like because basically they're like around my brother's age and stuff. These are the names that we used to hear, especially John Bostock, right? John Bostock
was at Spurs, no?
Yeah, he was. John Bostock and Jay Bothroyd were hype names. So when he said that talent thing, maybe Wenger was just trying to be nice and, overdoing it, of course. But I don't think he's lying there. I don't think he's lying. He was a hyped young player. You know why he left Arsenal?
No.
Bro, he left Arsenal because he got subbed in a youth game and threw his T-shirt at the manager's head or some shit like that. Yeah. Then they kicked him. Then they sent him to Coventry. He didn't leave because he was shit. Yeah. He left because he had bad attitude.
I didn't know that. Okay.
That's the thing about him. So... Now, his career went wherever it went, right?
He had a weird career. He went to Italy for a year.
But I wanted to verify the Ancelotti thing. I typed in Jay Bothroyd Ancelotti in Google. There's an article in 2011 at Chelsea where Ancelotti denies wanting Jay Bothroyd. But for me, the two is too intertwined that I believe him.
You believe Bothroyd?
Yes! Because why would Jay Bothroyd and Ancelotti's name ever be tied with each other unless there was some
But
remote
even in his-
interest.
even in
He
his-
denied. He said they don't want him.
But even in his story, like he's like Ancelotti himself didn't say it to him. Like his coach said, "Oh, Ancelotti just told me that he would love a player like you in his team."
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, this just seems like, and you know
But
what it
it's
is?
weird though. Why
I'm
is
like,
there
with Bothroyd-
rumors that he was going to join Chelsea though? There was
Yeah,
rumors that he
true.
was joining
But I'm like-
Bothroyd from Cardiff.
My whole thing is like, if Bothroyd was sitting in this room with like one of his boys or whatever, like that was also a
Yeah.
pro. Like let's say it's Bothroyd and who's another center forward at the time, like.
What, of that level?
Not at that, like, just of that, yeah, around that time, similar level, like, I don't know, like,
Kevin Doyle.
Kevin Doyle.
Yeah.
Let's say Bothroyd and Kevin Doyle are in the same room, and
Yeah.
Bothroyd's telling this story.
Yeah.
Is Kevin Doyle not looking at him saying, like, hold on a minute, player?
You weren't like that. You weren't like that.
Hold on a minute.
I do agree with what the guy said in the beginning of that TikTok.
That
where
old
he
players
said
can also, like,
they definitely want to just give them brown nose themselves a little
Yeah,
bit. You know,
yeah.
let
In the
people
NBA, it
know,
happens all the time,
Yeah,
bro.
let people know. Yo, I wasn't
remember
that much
in
of
the
a
NBA,
scrub.
who was it that used to come on the first take all the time, bro? And then Max Kellerman ended up cooking his shit that one
Oh,
time.
Hollins.
Yeah,
Ryan
bro, he'd
Hollins,
come on
yeah.
and talk about himself like
Yeah,
a certain
yeah.
way. Like, if you put me in this
Look
team.
who's doing it right now. Beasley. You would think he's Allen
Michael
Iverson.
Beasley, though, I can't lie, he's got the coldest quotes in the game right now.
Yeah, I know, but bro, he speaks like he's AI, bro.
Coming out of college, he was, though.
I guess so, but I mean,
yeah.
that's what Jay Bothroyd thinks, right?
No, but he ain't Jay. Yeah,
Jay
Jay
Bothroyd
Bothroyd
made it-
and Michael Beasley are not similar.
Hey,
bro.
Jay Bothroyd made an England cap.
Michael Beasley
made
was
it
the second
seem-
overall pick, bro.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
hear
Now,
it.
Michael Beasley
I hear
coming
it,
out of
but
college
still.
is cold, bro.
But I'm just saying, he talks like he was AI, and that's fine. You weren't like talking, but that's
Gilbert
what these
Arenas, he does similar.
that's
Who was
what
it? Was it Nick
these-
Young?
Gilbert Arenas was-
No,
was-
but
was
yeah,
huge,
but he'd be talking like he was talking
Yeah.
like Kobe.
Yeah.
Nick Young the other day was talking crazy as well too, bro. Like these guys, they get on a mic and they also like I get it. And to be honest with you, I don't really have a problem with it because
Yeah.
like you did have an NBA career, you did
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a professional career.
Yeah.
By all means, bro, talk
But
your
the thing
shit.
is, though, right, but you
I do
never
find it
know.
funny when I hear some stories. I'm like,
I do find it funny
Inter
as
won me
well.
for 4, but Perugia asked for 20.
Yeah. So the thing is, you always doubt it when you doubt the player's level in it. Like if Chris Boateng said that, we'll believe it.
Yeah, I probably would.
Do you know what I mean? You believe it. When he's saying all these stories, he's saying, Pirlo this, Pirlo that. Bro,
Yeah.
Pirlo might come and say, bro, I did not say that to this Donny, bro. He just made that up. But yeah, I guess it's just, that's just football. And that's
Hey,
but
man.
this has been the longest episode I think we've ever
I
done.
know,
man.
it's been
Fucking
fun
hell.
though, man. Vibes
Yeah, it's been
episode,
good,
man.
it's been
Guys,
good.
make sure you like, share, subscribe, get involved with all the conversations we had today. As always, shout out to BR Football for powering this podcast. Check them out on X, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. And I'll see you next week. Peace.